Hi YouTube! In this video I want to show you an extremely affordable entry-level phone that I received from Coolicool. This phone is called the Yumi Roam X. Comes in a plain white box like this one with a golden Yumi logo on top and some specs on the back. Also included is a 1 amp wall charger, of course a USB cable. It also comes with a hard case, and also it comes with a tempered glass screen protector, and it has a regular screen protector pre-installed on the phone already. This phone has a 5.5 inch capacitive 2-point multi-touch screen with a 720 by 1280 HD pixel resolution. It is an IPS display, but I do not think it's a one-glass solution. It has the MT6580 32-bit quad-core SoC clocked at 1.3 GHz. It has 1 GB of RAM, 8 GB of internal memory with approximately 5 GB available. It runs on Android 5.1 Lollipop. It is a quad-band, it is totally unlocked, and it supports 3G but no LTE. It has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS. It does not support GLONASS or Beidou. It has a G-sensor, proximity sensor and a light sensor, and that's it. It also supports USB on the go, firmware updates over the air, and some off-screen gestures and air gestures. It has two cameras, one main camera with a 13 megapixel output, probably 8 megapixels are real, autofocus, a dual LED flash and it's an f2.0, and a selfie cam with a 5 megapixel output, probably 2 megapixels are real, also an LED flash and it's an f2.8. Of course this phone is a dual SIM, dual standby phone. It weighs about 180 grams and it's about 8.7 millimeters thick. Let's take a closer look at the device. We have the front-facing camera right here, proximity and light sensor, and this is your front-facing LED flash. The home, back and menu buttons are capacitive touch buttons and they do not light up, and we have a microphone right here. On the bottom we can see that it has the USB port right here and a mono speaker. Now it looks like stereo speakers, but actually there's only one speaker right here. We can see nothing on the left side except that it has a very beautiful metal frame. On the top we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right side we have the power button and a volume rocker, and those buttons have pretty sharp edges and they are quite wobbly. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, on the back we have the main camera sticking out slightly. We have a dual LED flash right here. And if I can get this open for you, I can show you the inside of the phone. Right here we can see that it takes two micro SIM cards. This is your TF card slot, and this is a 2500 milliamps battery. The stock launcher is quite fast and snappy, and the firmware is absolutely clean. There was absolutely no Chinese bloatware installed whatsoever. But let me start by going into the settings. Let me scroll all the way down. Let's check out about the phone. Right here we can see that it's running on Android 5.1, and we can also find some wireless updates right here. I really don't know if that's working. I haven't gotten any wireless updates so far. Let's check out the languages and input. Let's see which languages are pre-installed. Let me just scroll through all the languages so you can see if your native language is supported or not. Now those are all the supported languages. Back into the settings. Let's see what else do we have here. We have the Smart Wake feature right here, so we can double tap to unlock the phone, or we can draw different symbols to start different apps. Let's just give it a try. Let me do a double tap. And it's waking up, and let me draw a C. That should start the camera app, and it's also working just fine. Back into the settings, we also have some air gesture sensings right here, so you can hover over the phone to flip through the gallery, or you can operate the camera or the music player or the launcher. I will show you that a little bit later. What else do we have here? I can show you the storage, and as we can see it only has one partition right here that can be freely used for all your apps and games, and as we can see it has about 5 GB available right there. Also, let me go into the display settings. Right here we can find the mirror vision or mirror vision, which is always nice to have. For example, you can set a dynamic contrast if you like that or not. I really like that to be on. That should pretty much cover the basic settings. Next up, let me go into the engineer mode for you. Let's check out the NTK settings. Let's go into band mode and SIM1, and we can see it is a quad band on 2G, and those are your 3G frequencies, but as you can see, absolutely no LTE support whatsoever. Let me check some location services. Right here we can see that a GPS is supported. And back into the engineer mode. Maybe you're interested in the device info, maybe you're interested in the camera sensors that are used on this phone. So that should cover the engineer mode. Let's check out some Google apps. Of course, the Play Store came pre-installed and is working just fine, so no problem right here. Let's check out YouTube. Let me turn down the volume and let me load a random video. Let me go into the quality settings, and we can see that it supports video playback up to 720p. Of course, we can also watch in full screen, and YouTube is working just fine. Next up, let's check out Google Maps. It's loading, it knows my location, so the Google location services are working. Let me just go into the Street View. Let's load a random Street View address. And Street View is working just fine. We can do a little zooming, but as you can see, we do not have a compass mode right here. So this tells us that there is no magnetic field sensor on this phone. Let's go out of there. That should cover the Google apps. Let's check out what Antutu has to say. It scored close to 24,000 points, which is not a lot, but it should be able to handle your basic applications on a daily basis. And let's check out some details. We can see that it's a 32-bit system and it's running on Android 5.1. We have the storage right there. We have the display settings. Let's test the multi-touch. And we have a 2-point multi-touch only, which is not a lot. And if I scroll all the way down, we can see the supported sensors right there. But of course, we are also gonna test these sensors by using the Google sensor box. Let's go back. And we have the G sensor, also known as the accelerometer right here, and it's working fine. We have a light sensor, should be working right here. Yes, it is. We have a proximity sensor, it's also working fine, but those are the only sensors that are supported. Of course, we also have a sound sensor. I mean, no surprise right here, but we only have one microphone on this phone. Let's check out the stage fright vulnerability. Let's do a test. And here's the good news. This phone is not vulnerable. Yay! Back right here, let's go into CPU-Z. Again, we can see that it's clocked on 1.3 GHz and it has 4 cores. And again, all the sensors are right here, which are not a lot. Back into the launcher. What do we have next? Let's check out the Wi-Fi signal strength by comparing it to my Xiaomi Mi 4. And as you can see, the Wi-Fi signal strength is quite good. Not quite as good as my Xiaomi, but very close. Back into the launcher. What else do we have here? Let's check out WhatsApp. Now, why am I showing you WhatsApp? Now, on the Yumi Roam, not the X version, people have reported that they're having trouble using third-party camera apps. So on some phones, the WhatsApp usually crashes when you take pictures and want to send it. I just wanted to demonstrate you that it's not a problem on this phone at all. So here we have it. Let's check out the camera app. Well, the camera app is a pretty standard camera app. It has all the basic features that you can expect from a MediaTek phone. We have a normal mode. Of course, we also have a live mode. We have a motion tracker mode. We have a face beauty, and we also have a panorama mode. That should cover the camera. Let's check out the music player to give you an idea how the media speaker sounds. Let me just play a random song. Could be a little louder, but I don't think it sounds bad at all. Let's go back. What else do we have here? Let me go into the gallery. Right here I can demonstrate you that the air gestures are working. So you can flip through pictures, but it only works in one direction. Of course, we can also watch in full screen and flick through pictures, and they're loading pretty fast and nicely. Colors, contrast and brightness are not bad at all, so no problem here. Let's check out a video file. Let's see what do we have here. Let me turn down the volume. This is a 1080p video and the playback is very smooth, so 1080p is no problem at all. But I also tested a 4K video file and it won't play. Let me also show you some screenshots that I took. Now you've already seen the GPS test in the beginning of the video. Here are the screenshots again. This is Antutu, stage fright. Now I also did a Geekbench test, so we have a 358 score on single core and 1156 on multi-core. Again, single core, multi-core. I also did a battery test, so I did it with the dim screen on, and we have a pretty impressive battery runtime of 7 hours right there. And let me go back, and I guess that should pretty much cover everything. No, let's see, we can also do a Ninamark test, or at least I can show you the result. It's scored at 62.5 frames per second, which is not bad at all. And last but not least, we can also test the USB on the go feature. Let me just hook up a thumb drive, and let's wait for a second, and the external memory just mounted. Let me go into the file manager, and right here we can see that USB on the go is working just fine. Let me just load a random picture. It's loading, so USB on the go is working, no problem at all. I think that pretty much covers everything. Now let me tell you what I'm thinking about this phone. Some thoughts about this device. I really like the design, it looks very stylish, the build quality is good, I love the metal frame, but I do not like the buttons on the side. They have sharp edges and they are wobbly. The display is okay, it is very bright, colors, contrast and viewing angles are good, but it's not a one glass solution, and in my opinion a 5.5 inch device should have a full HD pixel resolution. The performance is not exactly great. I mean, 24K on Antutu is far from being a high-end performance. The phone is definitely not made for high-end 3D gaming. The Wi-Fi reception is good, I really can't complain. The GSM and 3G reception is normal, but this phone does not support LTE, which is a little uncalled for nowadays. The media speaker could be louder, the audio quality through headphones is not impressive at all. I guess I'm spoiled by my Xiaomi phones and piston earphones. This phone only has very few sensors, no gyroscope sensor, no magnetic field sensor, no notification LED, and I also don't like that the capacitive buttons do not light up. The camera picture quality is always in the eye of the beholder, so please make sure to check out some sample pictures on my blog. You can find a link in the video's description. The main dual LED flashes are okay, the front-facing LED flash is just a bad joke. The GPS is not good at all. No GLONASS or BeiDou support. It is not very accurate, it is a little slow and the reception strength is weak. Bottom line, it's a really cheap phone, it looks very stylish. If you don't expect much from a phone, it might be something for you. But keep in mind, you always get what you pay for, and €60 is definitely not a lot. Last but not least, let me try to show you the viewing angles of this phone and do a little gaming. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time.